to start the conversation, I'd like to first direct a question to Dr. Newton. And basically, in a Australia context of private school systems, if you can give us some characteristics of what an Australian private school system looks like.
Absolutely. I think it's, first of all, important to say that the private school system in Australia is of great long standing and has been effective for students for many generations. We have very specific characteristics, such as smaller classes, which are known for delivering a better education for students. Why do we think that? Why do we think that the fact that we have smaller classes means that our students perform better? It's because we believe in knowing our students well. We are very close-knit communities as private schools. We have very strong principles which tie us together, glue us together, and we have a very strong unity of purpose because of our foundation, because of our reputations, because of our high performance and our wish to continue to perform in a high way. It means that we are very rigorous in what we do for each individual student because they all count towards the success and reputation of our school. The fact that parents are paying for this education creates a very strong imperative and demand on us to be the very best we can be for every single one. We don't see our students as simply statistics. We see ourselves as organisms, not mechanisms. We see, therefore, ourselves as creating the very best circumstances for these students to succeed. So, I am a school principal. What is my job? People often ask, my children in particular do wonder what I do all day. And I make it very clear to them that I have a very simple role. It is to create the circumstances in this school where we have high expectations, we have high ambition, and I make it possible for the staff to support the students to achieve those high expectations for each individual one, because that is the way we have been charged to do so by the parents. That is the way I operate as a school principal. And also that's the way I operated as a parent. I've also had 4 children go through independent schools or private schools in both the UK and Australia. And I can very much testify to the strengths of both systems, that they both have very high results. They both prepare students for a global professional lives, which will be highly impactful wherever they go. We all believe in the wider skills that young people need in order to be successful professionals and great citizens and great people. And we also absolutely fundamentally have a responsibility to the individual so that they do succeed. I think those are just some of the many ways in which we are distinctive and which we do better than possibly in other circumstances. It doesn't mean to say that public schools don't do a fine job, because they do. But we enjoy the fact that we can, due to our resource, ensure that we match parental expectation very highly.
Thank you, Dr. Newton. Professor Yi Chan, you've, besides being a colleague of mine and working within the Vietnamese context in the university, you're also a parent. You have 2 children, one in the university now, and one is going to be going to university very soon.
Well, actually, 2 of them are in the university now.
Oh, okay. Good. Yes. Congratulations. And I know that at least one of your child went to a selective school. It's in Australia. And I know that it's a quite highly competitive environment in terms of the academic side, and it really guides them. Could you kind of expand on the system of the selective school in Australia?
Sure. Thanks, Douglas. Yes, I have 2 children, my son and my daughter, and they both are in the university. My son is in the 3rd year university, and my daughter is in the 2nd year. So my son actually went through the selective high schools in New South Wales. So this is, and my daughter is in local public school. So my son, when we talk about selective high schools, basically it's obviously competitive through the entry examination. So in year 6, at the beginning of primary school, year 6, that students are not invited, but have the opportunities to sit for the examination. If you wish to do so, you can submit the applications probably in year 5. Then generally speaking, they are about 16,000 students sitting for the examination, and about 20% of successful rates going into the selective high schools in New South Wales. We're talking about probably just under 4,000 students get into the selective high school, and that the entry is based on combination of the examination that includes the reading, English reading and writing, comprehension and mathematics and general ability, as well as the school's results. So they combine these two together and have a sort of grading systems and based on the demand of selective high schools, then the score, if the students reach the entry scores of a particular high school, selective high school, then you can get into it. And they selective high schools in New South Wales are also divided into two sort of settings. One is 100% full selective high school. So, we're talking about the entire schools, or, the students are going through the examination. And there's also another categories of partially selective high schools. So, for example, if at year 7, they say, for example, 8 classes, they might identify 2 classes as a selective high students going into the examination, through the examination and going to the classes. So these are the systems we in New South Wales. I'm not sure about other states, but in New South Wales, this is how the selective high school is implemented in the schooling system.